Hello everybody and welcome again to 2D Vectors, and this is practice video 5. In the first question we have points A, B and P and origin O on the XY plane. Now the first thing I want to do is to draw a small sketch with the information that we're given in the question, where the magnitude of OA is 4, the magnitude of OB is 6 and the angle AOB is 40 degrees. We're then told that OP is equal to 2OA minus 3OB. So if we extend OA out another 4 units in the same direction, we'll have 2OA, and the length of that side will be 4 plus 4, which is 8. We then want to subtract 3OB, so we go in the opposite direction to OB, 6 units long, 3 times. And we know the length of this side is going to be 18. Now we can draw in the vector OP, and for the first part of the question we want to find the length of this line because the distance of P from the origin is the same as the magnitude of the vector OP. Now we can use the law of cosines to work out this length, but first we need an angle with inside the triangle. Now because OB and minus 3OB are parallel, this means that 2OA, or the side of the triangle that is 8 units long, becomes a transversal line, but don't worry too much about the name. This means that this angle here is also 40 degrees. And now we have all the information we need to use the law of cosines. And remembering that side A is always opposite angle A, we can put the numbers into the equation and we get the length of OP squared is equal to 18 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 18 times 8 times the cosine of 40. And when you put the numbers in, you end up with OP is the square root of 167.392, which is equal to 12.94. We're then asked to find the angle between OP and OA, which is this angle here, which we'll label theta. Now for this part of the problem, I'd like to use the law of sines. And as you can see, the length of the side opposite our angle theta is 18. So using the law of sines, we have 18 divided by the sine of theta is equal to 12.94 divided by the sine of 40. Now the sine of 40 degrees is 0.643, so we end up with the sine of theta equal to 0.894. Now here is where it gets easy to make a mistake, because to find the value for theta, we take the arc sine or the inverse sine of 0.894. Well, that gives us 63.4 degrees. Now you may have worked on the unit circle, and hopefully from that you might remember that two angles can have the same sine. The first angle would be 63.4 and the second angle would be 180 minus 63.4. This is where it really helps if you've drawn your sketch to scale. Now my sketch isn't drawn exactly to scale, but it's pretty obvious that theta is going to be over 90 degrees. Therefore, theta should be the second value, which is 180 minus 63.4, so our final answer is 116.6 degrees. So in the next question, we have a quadrilateral ABCD. So I'm going to sketch that first. And we're told that the midpoint of AB is M and the midpoint of CD is N. Now we're given this equation here and we're asked to find the value of lambda. So a good place to start is to use the sketch to find another way to write AD and BC. And from the sketch we can see that AD is equal to AM plus MN plus ND, and BC is equivalent to BM plus MN plus NC. So if we add AD and BC together, we get this. But as you can see, we have AM and BM and ND and NC on the right-hand side. But if we look at the diagram, we can see that because M is the midpoint of AB, that means that AM and BM are of exactly equal magnitude but in opposing directions. So if we add them together, we get 0. This means we can cancel them out from the equation, and also the same applies to ND and NC. This means that AD plus BC equals 2MN, so we can substitute that back into the equation that we were given in the question. And the MN will cancel out on both sides. So now, subtracting 2 from both sides, we get lambda squared minus 6 lambda plus 8 is equal to 0. And this can be factorised into lambda minus 4 times by lambda minus 2. And that means the value of lambda can be 2 or 4. Well, that's it for this video, and as always, thanks very much for watching. I hope it's helping. If you could hit that like button, it'd really help me out because it helps my videos reach more people, and subscribe to receive more videos like this. Thanks again. I'll see you on the next one.